On January 1st, 1863, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. It freed the slaves and set the country on a new path. But it took 2.5 years, over 2.5 years. It was June 19th, 1865, until that news finally reached Texas. As we celebrate and acknowledge the importance of Juneteenth, where every single Black American had freedom, it's also important to talk about the current times and make sure that information continues to spread and we have complete acknowledgement and awareness with action. At Recharge, our whole mission is sustainable health. And for us, there is no sustainable health without equality. If every single person cannot have the same ability and the same access to sustainable health through the same lens of equality, then it's a very tough mission to accomplish for us. We can't say that sustainable health is only for a certain percentage of people. And watching the current situation, watching the passion and support for fellow Americans, we wanted to do more and we wanted to put an action plan in place. Instead of just saying you have our support, we want to show it. So we want to introduce our steps of progress, our steps of action that Recharge is going to take. First and foremost, we understand that we are a team of white individuals, male and female, but still white individuals. Our community is a mixture of all walks of life, and we would like to utilize their perspectives. We know we have blind spots. As much as we want to support Black individuals and minorities, we know that we have blind spots. So the first action step that Recharge is going to be taking is we are going to start a cultural advisory board. We're going to ask various individuals, Black, minorities, within our communities to help guide us, to help us make decisions, to help us see what we don't see in order to make Recharge more inclusive, to make sure Recharge isn't missing systemic racism, to make sure Recharge does not have implicit biases that we aren't aware of. The second action piece is we know we have certain unique abilities, certain resources available to us. One of them is making content, is producing, is educating. We will focus on utilizing these resources in order to further expand knowledge on inequalities, on racism, and systemic issues that might not be known.
So what does this look like in action for us here at Recharge moving forward? Besides getting a lot of input and education from others in our community, it's important to know the steps we're going to take moving forward. This involves, one, talking about our reach towards our community in general. We've talked a lot about our messaging that we sent out and our videos and our content, and we love creating all that. We've realized our reach might not be getting to the same groups of people that we had hoped it has, and it might not be equal all the way through. We need to look at the messaging of our content and what we're providing. And part of this is not being neutral on the fact that when we talk about sustainable health, there's racial inequality that is decreasing the health of certain groups of individuals, right? Specifically, Black people and African Americans in that society who aren't getting the same type of equal treatment within the healthcare system as others. That should be an important piece of our messaging and content. And up to this point, we have not highlighted that. But we talk about everything else in health. It is now our opportunity and our ability to provide messaging and educational content like that to show what other obstacles people of color are facing in terms of health disparities. In addition to that, it's us looking inward as a community of, are we inclusive with what we're delivering in this community? I'd like to think the group of people we have here are quite exceptional and inclusive of everybody, but it's us to understand that our demographics do not reflect that of the county surrounding us. And are we not reaching out to the community in other ways of working with groups that we typically would not have over the last couple of years? The answer to that is we haven't done a lot of community outreach in general, and nor have we done a lot of community outreach specifically to groups that are helping minorities and people who are automatically in systems that have a level of inequality in them. So it is our goal to reach out to those groups, to support those groups, to be able to deliver fundraising to help out specific organizations we believe that are pushing forward that message of sustainable health for all people, and especially for minorities who are already getting a different level of equality within those systems. Those are two specific ways that we've gotten a chance to look at over the last couple of weeks to deliver that message moving forward. And hopefully with that sort of content messaging, with our ability to interact with the community better around us, we'll be able to see that demographic shift in our community here at Recharge that is reflective of the greater diversity that is within Howard County. And we're really excited to not only have that be a response to this, but have that be an initiative that we carry over for years and years that sustains the mission and vision of Recharge, that is sustainable health.
There's a lot we know we can do, and we're excited to take the first action steps in walking down that path to be a safe place of equality, diversity, and true community.